Okay, good morning, students. See, in the last class, we have discussed about appearance. We have discussed about appearance. So, today, the new character is a hardness. That is what? That is a hardness. See, students. We can see the different materials in our surroundings. Some are compressed, some are not compressed. Some are very soft, some are very hard. Yes, sir. You can see the flower, it's very soft. You can see the stone, it's very hard. You can see the water, it's very soft. You can see the wire, it is very hard. Yes, sir. See, students, the classification based on the hardness, there is two things. One is the hard and the soft. Hard and the soft. Hard and soft. So, what is hard? What is soft? See, students, the materials which are difficult to compress. The materials which are difficult to compress are called hard. Are called hard. For example, iron. Do you know what iron? Yes. The materials which are difficult to compress are called hard. Compress are called hard. So, for example, iron, stone. Yes, sir. So, the materials which are difficult to the compress, are called hard. So, these are the hard materials. For examples, iron. These are the examples of the hard materials. These are the examples of the hard materials. Then the soft materials are the opposite. The materials which can be compressed or scattered easily. The materials which can be compressed easily, these are called what? Soft. For example, cotton, sponge. Cottons and the sponge. Easily compressed. Easily compressed. But in the iron, not compressed. Not compressed. It is difficult to compress. Difficult to the compress. So this is about the hard and soft. So this is the hardness of the materials. So this is the hardness of the materials. We group the materials with short materials. These are hard materials. These are the soft materials. Soft materials and the hard materials. We are grouping on this category also. Hardness categories. ಇವು ಬಹಳ ಮೃದು ಅದಾವ, ಇವು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಥ ಘನತೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದಾವ, ಬಿರುಸಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ. So the hard and the soft materials. Okay, based on the hardness characters, we can group, we can separate materials. Okay, soluble or insoluble. It's another character. It means a solubility character. Soluble or insoluble. You can see in your home. Do you know tea powder? Tea? Do you know tea? Do you know cha or coffee? Yes or no? In a tea, salt is soluble. Milk, they are also dissolved. But a tea powder is not soluble. Yes or no? Some content are partially soluble, but a tea powder is not soluble. Understand? Okay. You can take a lemon juice. Salt is soluble. Sugar is soluble. Yes or no? But in that lemon seeds, it is soluble? No, it is not soluble. Understand? So you can see some substances completely dissolve in a water. Some substances completely, I mentioned one word, not partially, that some substances are completely dissolved in water. Some substances are completely dissolved in water. These substances are called soluble in water. These substances are called soluble in water. Listen to me, students. Some substances are completely dissolved in the water. These substances are called soluble in water. For example, we take the salt and sugar in the water. Try to dissolve. The time both salt as well as sugar both are dissolved, both are disappear in the water. The time is soluble. The time is soluble. Yes or no? See, some substances are completely dissolved in the water. These substances are soluble in water. But when I take the stones and the rod piece and the iron pieces, these are not dissolved in the water. These are insoluble in water. These are insoluble in water. You can take the stone piece and the iron piece, or take the many stone piece and the stones and the iron pieces. These are not dissolved in the water. These are not dissolved in the water. These are insoluble in the water. Soluble it means what? Karuguvadu, ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಗುವುದು. Insoluble it means what? ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಗಲಾಗದ. Understand? Okay. Substances do not mix with the water. Substances do not mix with the water and do not disappear. And do not disappear even after while staying for a long time. These substances are called insoluble in water. Listen to me. Substances do not mix with the water. Do not mix with the water. And also do not disappear even after while staying for a long time. These substances are insoluble in water. These substances are insoluble in water. ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ತಗೊಂಡು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಉಪ್ಪನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ನಾವು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಉಪ್ಪು ಮತ್ತು ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. It is soluble in water. The salt and sugars are soluble in water. But when I take the stone, when I take the iron pieces, ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾವು ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. But in that time, both iron piece and stones are not dissolved in the water. That are insoluble in the water. ಕಲಿಸಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇನೂ ಅವು ಅದು ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಅವು ಅದು ಕರಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Dissolved insoluble in water. Understand? Okay. You can see in the soluble process, it is a very important process because in our body, the waters dissolve many things. Yes, sir. Our body dissolves so many things. Okay, saying some gases are soluble in water. Some gases are soluble in water. Usually, a small quantity of some gases. Usually, a small quantity of some gases dissolve in water. For example, oxygen gas, it is dissolved in water. Yes or no? I will tell you the formula. Water is what? H2O. No. Totally count water. Yes or no? In the water, oxygen is there. In the water oxygen is there. See, some gases are soluble in water. Usually, a small quantity of some gases dissolve in water. For example, oxygen. See, oxygen is there. Oxygen gas dissolved in the water is very important for the survival of animals and the plants that alive in the water. That live in the water. The time the animals or absorb the oxygen in the water. Dissolve oxygen. The time animals and as well as the plants also absorb the dissolved oxygen in the water. Oxygen gas dissolved in the water, it is very important for the survival of animals because the animals depends on the dissolved oxygen. That time the animals absorb that dissolved oxygen. As you have seen, the plants also absorb the dissolved oxygen in the water. In the water. Understand? Okay. Next one is this is one character. This is what one character. Soluble or insoluble. So these are the soluble materials. We are grouped. We are sorting the materials. We are grouped the materials on the basis of this character also. These are soluble materials. Salt, sugar. These are soluble materials. The stone and the iron piece. These are insoluble materials. For example, oil is insoluble in water. Some you can see in the sambar, this oil is floating on the water. Oil is floating on the water. Some, but the oil is not dissolved in the water. So that's why the oil always floating on the sambar. Yes, sir. Yes. So these type will be we can group soluble materials and insoluble materials. The oils are insoluble materials. You can see the iron piece and the stones. These are insoluble materials. But you can see the salt and sugar. These are the soluble materials. Understand? So this type will be we are grouped. We are separated the materials based on soluble and insoluble characters as well as hard and soft characters. Next one, flotations. Flotations of materials. You can see in the last practicals, some materials are stored in the downsides of the water, but some materials are float on the water. For examples, the materials can be classified based on the sinking of a floating in the water. Sinking of a floating in the waters. For example, a leaf floats on the water. Leaves floats on the water, but metals and spoons will sink in the water. And stones and some stones and the metals and the spoons, these are will be sink in the water. Some are sink in the water, some are float on the water. Yes, some of this type will be we grouped sinking materials and the floating materials. Understand? Okay. Next one is a very important concept in the science. That is what? That is a transparency. That is what? Transparency. In the transparency, there are three types of it. The transparency can be divided into three types. It means three groups. One is the transparent materials, another one is the opaque materials, third one is what? Translucent materials. Don't confuse that. First one, transparent. What? Transparent materials. First one. Second one, opaque materials. Third one, translucent materials. Third one, what? Translucent materials. Understand? So, what is the transparent materials? What is Q materials, what are the transparent materials. You see in the next class. Okay, thank you.